Hey guys, welcome to video 3 of our online coaching course. Today we're going to be doing forward rolls. Here helping me today I have Toby to demonstrate again, and my name is Andrew in case you guys have forgotten. So before we get started, make sure you read the safety slide that's going to come up. Okay, so today we'll be using 2 chairs. I know everyone should have chairs at home. Make sure they're nice and sturdy and don't rock side to side because we're going to be supporting on them, so they need to be nice and rigid. And we'll also be using some soft toys, so if you don't have these, bean bags, ball of socks, they're also great things to use. Okay guys, for warm up we're going to have a bit of fun. We're going to play Andrew Says. So Andrew Says is exactly like Simon Says. You only do the thing if I say so. Now we're going to be using 5 positions in this game. So Toby will demonstrate all those 5 positions. You should know most of them. There's going to be one new one though. So one of them is star. Let me show star. Okay, you should do a star. Andrew Says. Pencil position. Nice and tall, arms by ears. Tuck position. Be closer to the ground. Front support. Be back. Okay, thanks. And this is the new one. Back support. So exactly like front support, just facing up instead of down. And lift those hips nice and high. Okay, great. So those are the 5 positions we're going to be using in the game Andrew Says. Are you guys ready? Toby, are you ready?
Yes, I'm ready. Let's go.
Alright, let's get started. Toby, start running on the spot. Okay, let's practice the positions. Andrew Says start. Good. And back to running. Andrew Says pencil. Good. Back to running. Nice and fast. Andrew Says tuck. Good. Running. Andrew Says front support. Good. And Andrew Says back support. Okay, great. So you guys all practice the positions now. Now we're going to play the game. I'm going to try to trick you. Let's go, Toby. Come on. Nice and fast. Get those muscles moving. Alright. Tuck jump. Okay, I hope no one did that. Keep running. Andrew Says front support. Good. Back to running. Back support. Oh, Toby.
No.
Andrew didn't say. Come on. Get back up. Keep going. Faster. Andrew Says start. Good. And running. Andrew Says pencil. Good. Start. Good work, guys. Pencil. Andrew Says back support. Good. Come on, running. And full turn. Come on, forward roll. And Andrew Says tuck jump. Okay. Good. Okay, guys. Now we're on to the stretch. So let's get those arms moving, shoulders moving forward. Nice clean fist like this. Okay, and backwards as well. You want to keep those arms nice and close to the ears. Alright, good work. And try this challenging exercise again. Arms up. Let's try get them moving in opposite directions. So one arm goes forward, one arm goes back. Nice and tricky. Alright, and if you're an expert at that, then try go the other way. Okay, good. Elbows up now, moving side to side. Hi Toby, how are you?
Good. Let's go.
Okay, moving on to sumo stretch. Pushing those knees nice and far back. Okay, stretching out those hips. I know you guys like sumo steps, so let's do them again this week. Alright, let's do 4 of those. 1, good, nice and high. 2, want this one even higher, come on. 3 and 4, very good. Okay, reaching our arms up by our ears now and going forward, middle, back now. So reaching forward, reaching to the middle and as far as you can back. Good work. Back and forward, middle, back. One more, forward, middle, back. Okay, great work guys. Let's move on to an ankle warm up now. Toby, could you face me? Yep. So starting off with stretching just one ankle. Okay, pushing your heel to the ground. Let's hold that for 5 seconds. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Great. So switch legs now. Foot on top of the other ankle, and we'll hold for another 5 seconds. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Great. So let's start some running now. Get those heels moving, trying to push them all the way down to the floor. Alright, great. Moving on to the butterfly stretch now. So let's get those wings flapping. So arms by your feet and flapping those wings. Nice work. Okay, and now reaching our nose all the way down to our toes. Okay, and come up. Great work, guys. One more thing we're going to do before we get started today are some wrist movements. So we're going to be doing lots of forward rolls. Want to make sure our wrists are nice and warmed up. So we're just going to be moving side to side on our knees. Okay, turning our hands at different angles, getting our wrists nicely warmed up. Okay, great work. Alright guys, now we're moving on to the strength part of our lesson. So we're going to have to grab our chairs now. When we set them up, we want to make them shoulder width apart because we're going to be supporting on them in our strength circuit, okay? So I'm just going to get Toby to demonstrate the circuit. He'll go through all the skills first. You guys just watch now, and then we'll go through the circuit twice together, alright? So we're going to start off with a tough hold. We did this week 1 on the floor. On the chairs, it should be a bit easier. We're going to hold that for 10 seconds and then move on to squat jumps, okay? So everyone should have done squat jumps before, reaching down all the way, touching the floor, and doing a nice big penta jump. Alright, so we're going to go from 10-second hold to 10 of those, and then moving on to front support walks. So for front support walks, we have to put our feet up on the chair. Yes, you face that way. That will make it nice and clear for the viewers. We're going to start off in a front support with our feet on the chair and then walk into a pike handstand that we saw last week. Alright, and back to front support. Now if you can't get all the way up to pike handstand, that's okay as well. Just walk as far as you can up. So Toby, could you demonstrate that if they can't make it all the way up to pike? So yeah, if that's as far as you can make it, just walk up to that. Alright, so that's the third exercise in our circuit, and the last exercise is the classic sit-up. So Toby, come down here. For sit-ups, parents, you can hold the ankles of the gymnast. That makes it a bit easier. Arms crossed, as Toby is demonstrating, and going all the way down and all the way up. Okay, so that's the 4 exercises that we're going to do in the circuit. Tuck sit, 10 seconds. Squat jumps 10 times, moving on to front support walks 5 times, and sit-ups 10 times. So I'll be counting you guys. So you guys just listen to me, watch Toby, and you should know where we're up to. Alright, are you guys ready? Okay, let's get started. So 10-second tuck support. Let's go. 1, 2, 3. So the higher you lift your knees, the better. If you can lift them all the way to your chest, that's even better. So 9 and 10. Okay, walking forward now, guys. I'm going to give you a 5-second rest. Okay, and now we're going to be doing 10 squat jumps. So Toby, show them the start position. Alright, there you go. 2, 3, 4. Nice and high. Reaching those arms up by your ears. Keep going. Okay, 9, one more, 10. Alright, good. So over to front support walks. You just set them up so they can see it. Okay, quick rest. And everyone get into your front support now and start your walk. So walking up to pike and all the way back down to front support. Great work. 1. And again. 2. So notice Toby's keeping his legs nice and straight. He's not bending them at any point in the skill. It's exactly how we want to do it. Okay, I think that's number 4, and 1 more, and 5. Okay, great work. Next exercise, sit-ups. Come on, Toby. Okay, arms by your arms in cross, and let's go 10 times. 1, good work. 2, 3, 4, 5, halfway there. 6, 7. 8, 9, and 1 more, 10. Okay, great, that's the first rotation. So we've got 1 more. Set these chairs up again. Alright, 10-second tuck support, let's go. 1, lifting those knees up nice and high. 4, 5, 6. Nice straight elbows as well. 9 and 10. Okay. Coming forward, moving on to squat jumps. We've got 10 of those to do. Let's go. 1. Nice and high, Toby. 2, 3, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. Okay, great. Moving on to front support walks now. Okay, everyone get in the front support and begin your walks. Let's go, Toby. 1. Again, nice straight legs. Make sure you guys are doing that at home as well. 2, 3. Nice work, Toby. 1 more. All the way up and all the way down. Okay, now we're into the last exercise. Come on, Toby, keep it up. Okay, arms on shoulders, and let's go. 1, 2, 3. You can see Toby sitting up nice and tall, which is great. Okay, 3 more. 9 and 10. Okay, good work today on the strength exercise, guys. Okay, guys, now we're going to start work on our forward rolls. But before we get into the actual forward roll, we're going to work on our tuck position. Okay, so tuck position is very, very important in our roll. That's the main position of the roll. And if we can't do a tight tuck position, your forward roll is going to be really floppy and not consistent at all. Okay, so to practice, everyone take a seat, and we're going to practice simply rolling back and then up to the seated position again. Toby, if you could face this way, then I can see you from a different angle. Okay, now the way we're going to do this is by pulling our knees up, okay, and then sitting back down. Now notice, did my knees come apart or did my feet come apart? No, they didn't. So we're holding our legs with our hands and keeping our knees and feet close together. So one more time. All right. Okay, guys, now we're going to practice this 5 times, but before we start, we're going to check a couple things. First thing, are your feet together? Make sure. Toby, are your feet together?
Yeah.
Are your knees together?
Yeah.
Good. And the last thing we're going to check, are your hands on your knees?
Yes.
Good. Now we don't want this or this. 1 hand per knee. Alright, I think we're ready to start. Let's go. 5 rolls. 1, 2, 3, keeping nice and tight. 4 and 5. Okay, guys, I hope you kept nice and tight. I hope you didn't lose your tuck position. We're trying to practice nice, tight, strong tuck positions, okay? Alright, moving on to the next variation of this drill. So now, instead of starting from a seated position, we're going to start from a tuck stand position. So exactly the same as we did in the game, Andrew says. Now from here, we're going to roll back. Same thing, keeping our hands 1 on each knee, and then we're going to try get back to this stand position. All right, so me and Toby will demonstrate one. Let's go. Roll back and roll up. Now notice Toby didn't use his hands to stand up. So Toby, can you show them how you'd get up using your hands? Okay, so that's a very common mistake. We want to avoid that as much as we can. So keep our hands on our knees at all times. All right, guys. So this time you're going to join us. We're going to practice 3 rolls and coming up to a stand in between each roll. All right, first roll, let's go. Roll up and onto your feet. Okay, good work. Number 2, go back and onto your feet. Okay, keep your hands on your knees. And again, roll back and roll onto your feet. All right, good work, guys. All right, great work on the other school, guys. Now, the reason we did that was to practice the second part of the forward roll where we stand up. So, Toby, could you demonstrate a forward roll, please? Okay, so we just practiced the last bit. Now, in the next drill, we want to practice the how to get into a forward roll, which is really, really important if we want to do this skill without hurting ourselves, okay? So for this drill, Toby will show you what we're going to do. Okay, starting feet shoulder width apart, then reaching our hands onto the floor. Okay, now this is where the drill starts. So the most important thing that we have to do in this drill is put our chin to our chest, okay? So your head up, okay, that's incorrect, and now show chin to your chest, okay, that's correct. Now Toby, stand up. The reason that is so important is because when we start this roll, we don't want to land on the top of our head, we want to be rolling on the back, on our back, okay, not our head. So, alright, so that's the starting position. Okay, Toby, can you show them again? And from here, all we're going to do is hook through our legs and roll into a straddle sit. Okay, so roll into a straddle sit. Alright, so that's the drill. Alright, Toby, can you show them one more time? Starting in straddle. Straddle, Toby, yep. Hands on the floor. Head in, and then start. So Toby, before you start even move, I want you to get your head on your chest, okay? That's what we're practicing this drill. Alright, now that you guys got it, I want you just to pause the video, practice that 5 times, and then we got a little fun game for you after that, okay? Alright, now that you guys have practiced, you should have this skill under your belt. We're going to play a little game, okay? So the drill that we just did was a roll into a straddle sit. Okay, Toby will show you what we just did. Okay, so roll to straddle. But we can also do a roll to a pike. So Toby show roll to a pike. Okay, we're going to start the same though, with our feet apart, hands on the floor. We're just going to roll to a different position. So head in and roll to pike. Great. And the other position we can roll to is a tuck. So Toby just quickly demonstrate that. So starting in straddle, remember before you start to roll, chin on your chest, okay, and then roll to a tuck. Right, so we can roll to those different positions. If you guys are a bit uncertain about that, you can pause the video, practice each position before we get started with the game. Okay, so the game is nice and simple, guys. We start in a straddle position, show them the position we start in, hands on the floor. Okay, what else do you need to do? That's right, chin on your chest. Okay, so you start in this position, then I'm going to yell out one of those 3 positions, so either pike, straddle, or tuck. Your job is to roll into that position. You got to start the roll straight away. Okay, so Toby will give a little bit of a demonstration. We start in the position, and then I say tuck. Okay, so start the roll straight away and finish in the tuck position. Good work. Alright, I think you guys get the game now. So start in straddle, hands on the floor, chin on the chest, and pike. Okay, so you should be finishing with your legs together and legs straight. Alright, good work. Get back up, guys. Back to your starting position. Straddle, hands, chin, and straddle. Alright, good work, Toby. One more time. Come back to the start position. Hands on the floor, chin on your chest, and up. Alright, good. Alright guys, now we're ready to put everything together, so we're ready to move on to the forward roll. Toby is going to demonstrate what we're going to do. So today when we practice our forward roll, we're going to do a bunny hop first, and then a forward roll. The reason we do that is because lots of kids forget to push off their legs into the forward roll, so we'll just practice that in the bunny hop, and then we can do our forward roll. Alright, so Toby demonstrate. Nice bunny hop as we saw in week 1, straight into a forward roll. Okay, good. Alright, let's do it together now guys. So starting in the position, bunny hop, back to stand, and now pushing off our legs into our roll. Again, bunny hop, okay, pushing off into our forward roll. Okay, now remember, same as last drill, we always have to put our chin on our chest before we start any sort of rolling motion, okay? So one more time together, just slowly this time. Bunny hop, pushing off your legs, good. Okay, now push off your legs again, and bunny hop again, push off, and another big push to stand. Alright, guys, I'm going to get you to practice that 5 times before you continue the video, and we'll have a challenge for you. Okay guys, we've got a bit of a challenge to make it harder. This is where we need the 2 soft toys, okay? So we're going to put 1 soft toy under our chin to make sure our head's in the right position, and another soft toy between our knees, okay? So that way, if we drop any one of these 2, we know that either we put our head in the wrong position or our legs come apart, okay? Alright, Toby, here you go. So back to the beginning position. We're going to be doing the same thing, a bunny hop and then a forward roll, okay? Alright, Toby, let's go. Bunny hop and forward roll. Good work, Toby. Again, bunny hop and forward roll. Okay, so you can see that Toby managed to do both rolls without dropping it, which is actually harder than it looks. So you guys have a bit of fun with that, play around with it and see how you go. Alright guys, unfortunately we're up to the last part of our lesson today. We're just going to have a bit of fun doing the cool down, so we're going to add a bit of music in and we hope you guys have some fun. Alright guys, thanks for joining us. We hope you had lots of fun. Me and Toby definitely did. Join us next week where we're going to have a review lesson and go over all the things that we've seen so far. Alright, thanks guys.